It is I, Tony fucking Lee. Yo, it's been a little fucking while, guys. And I want to keep this fucking short because I don't have a real plan here. And I wrote it down, it came to my mind. And I wrote down, no matter what, just make sure you don't fall out of love. And this can be in terms of relationships, things you do, things in life. Maybe you have a little pet plant and you forgot to water it a couple times. Make sure you don't fall out of love in whatever pursuit or activity you have in life. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm going to relate this back to the last couple months of my own life as well. I love YouTube. I love creating content. I love entertaining people. And life feels a lot better. I feel less empty when I'm at least striving towards something within me is telling me to do, if that makes sense. Anyway, the reason why I stopped posting online is because I got really burnt out and I got really stressed, a little anxious, and I just got fed up with it. I didn't love what I was doing anymore. I'm not going to blame this on anyone else but myself, but I'll tell you the real story. I started, reading books, listening to people within my field, within my space. I started connecting and networking with people like myself who are also, trying to be content creators, trying to make this their full-time job, which I was trying to take a bit more seriously than like the average person who posts a few TikToks every now and then. And a lot of them were telling me, if you want to make this your full-time thing, you got to turn it into a business. You got to sell them a product or a service to start making money, and that's how you got to do it. So you got to start prioritizing your content and making content just for the sole purpose of whatever's going to make you the most amount of money. And I listened to that, and I started posting every single day for 2.5 months, and I fell out of love, and I got really fed up. I started to make content on things that, I was somewhat passionate about, but I didn't really want to make anymore. And I hated it. I started talking about procrastination and self-improvement, and I still fully believe in all the videos I talk about. I'm not saying the videos I made in the past, don't believe them or whatever. But what I'm saying is, if you're forced to do something, and it no longer becomes a habit or a hobby or an activity that you just do because you love and enjoy, but it becomes stressful, then what's even the point? You see a lot of athletes and professional people in the professional field who start that activity because they loved it and it was fun for them. They can't really explain, but they just loved it. They loved the feelings that they got by doing whatever it was. Maybe you're a football player or a basketball player. Maybe you picked up the trombone or a trumpet or a flute because you just genuinely loved something about it. And then maybe you get external pressure from the outside saying you got to do it a certain way. You got to keep practicing 8 hours a day, not just to get better and because you love it, but because you're going to make a career out of it. And there's different external reasons, and one way or another, it might make you not enjoy what you're doing anymore. If you struggle with consistency, if you have ADHD like myself, if you are just not someone who can follow systems and who can actually keep themselves accountable, I think the most important thing to become more accountable towards yourself, towards a certain habit or an action you're trying to do or achieve, a goal you're trying to achieve, is you gotta love it. Seriously, we're humans at the end of the day. We have feelings, and a lot of the things that we do, regardless of if we need to focus about the disciplinary acts or the habits or whatever, we do it because of our feelings. It's not good to be overly emotional and listen to your feelings all the times, but doing things because you want to do it and because it makes you feel good is not a bad thing. A lot of fucking self-improvement disciplinary guys, they're gonna try and tell you that ignore your feelings and just push through the pain, which there is some benefits to that as well. But honestly, an easy way for you to continue to do what you do without feeling ever stressed, to be able to stay consistent at a single task or anything, is to make sure that you still love it and you enjoy it and you enjoy doing it, and that's your main priority. As soon as there's another reason for you to do something that doesn't involve you wanting to do it in the first place, it's going to be so much harder to stick to it. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you're not going to achieve your goals by just not listening to your feelings and just continuing to push on, but it's going to be a lot harder for most people. Most people want to crack, including myself, and I can stick to good habits, but I'm very self-destructive as well, and I can be on one end of the pendulum. For example, I'll be super disciplined 2-3 months, and then the next 2 or 3 months after that, I'll just get so burnt out and I'll just go fucking crazy. I'll start drinking. I'll start doing activities and habits I shouldn't be doing. I'll start hanging around the people that I know I shouldn't be hanging around with. I might just start wasting my own time. Just doing the stupid, dumb shit that I know isn't going to be fulfilling to me in the long term. It feels good in the moment. And I also give myself the fucking irrational excuse to let myself and enjoy it, and it gets carried on because I was so well disciplined for the last 3 months for doing something I didn't really want to do anymore. Does that make sense? So what is the TLDR? Do things that you truly want to do and enjoy. If you're subscribed to this channel and you watch my videos, you probably listen to me because you want to feel a bit more amped up and motivated and learn tips and tricks to become a better person, personal growth, learn more about yourself, and just trying to get better every single day. And that's great. But if it's becoming stressful to you, if it becomes a fucking thorn in your life and you wake up and you just can't be fucked anymore, that's not a good thing either. And you're gonna just harm yourself. You're gonna have minuses in your personal growth journey and achievement. Does that make sense? Make sure you enjoy it. Make sure you remember the reasons why you started in the first place. I'm not gonna lie, I was like on a fucking roll when I was posting every day for 2.5 months. All my habits were like on track. Like I was waking up at a certain time, getting a good amount of sleep, journaling, diet, gym, networking, money was going up, my YouTube was going up. I was progressing. It was great. But internally, deep down, I was not really enjoying it anymore. And it got to the point where all these good habits and the things I was doing, it didn't even feel good anymore. I never felt I was good enough because I was always thinking that there's more things or better things I could be doing with my time as well. And I just fell out of love. You know, I wanted to make certain content, but I just told myself, don't do it because that's not what's good for the business right now. If you're watching my videos, you probably watch a lot of other videos as well. You know, the entrepreneurial, personal growth guys, and, you know, finance and money is a big thing. I've even talked about that myself, you know, getting a good grade, to get a good career, good job. Money's important, guys. We all need it. Money's good. Money's not a bad thing. But it shouldn't be your fault, like sole number one purpose in life. I want to do YouTube to make people laugh because I get to learn more about myself. It's like this is like a little personal journey for me, a journal for me, to see like how my thoughts and experiences change me as a person over time, and just sharing my lessons as I've learned as well. And that's what I always wanted it to be, and just to make you guys laugh as well. But then I started to get so focused on making this like my only thing, my sole career, trying to make it like a little money generating thing, that I kind of not sold my soul, but I just started making content and pushing content that I didn't even want to make at the end of the day anymore. And because of that, I wasn't able to stay consistent. I slacked off. Other areas in my life, I was like, fuck, like I didn't find some sort of joy in my life because YouTube isn't even fun anymore. The one thing I love doing isn't even fun for me anymore. So I started doing other degenerate shit. And maybe that just shows a bit of like weak discipline from my point. And it definitely is. It definitely is. But at the end of the day, I wasn't loving what I was doing anymore. Looking back, I'm very proud that I was able to post consistently. I did grow a lot, but my soul wasn't being fed. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing anymore. YouTube wasn't fun anymore. You know, going to the gym, I kind of lost the joy out of it. You know, and I traveled. Remember, I went to Spain, and when I got back, that should have been the time where I recouped, but like I just got lost in the sauce, and you know, I'm making this sound a lot more worse than it was, but I just became a lot lazier now. I felt burnt out with YouTube, guys. You know, I was still going to the gym consistently. You know, I was still networking, doing all that, but my one sole love, YouTube, and I'm sure you guys will have that one thing that you love doing as well, but maybe it's stressful. Maybe you're insecure about what other people may think. Maybe you're stressful because you're getting pressure from your parents or some other people saying like you got to do it a certain way. And at the end of the day, just always listen to yourself, guys. That's what matters at the end of the day. That's what matters. I'm very surprised that I decided to record today. I had a whole plan. You know, I'm going to Greece in a few weeks, and that was gonna be like my little return. But from now on, I'm just gonna post what I want to post, and that's just things that I've learned. And hopefully, if you guys resonate with that, then that's amazing. And I mean, I want to make you guys laugh more as well. I became very serious as well. Maybe not from your perspective. Like I still think like I don't know what you guys think of me, but like I want to share my lessons whilst also making you guys laugh and be entertained as well. You know, I think personal growth should be a fun thing in life. And so many people make it so seriously. And that's who I became. I became so serious with it because instead of going on the journey and enjoying it, I started to become so stressful about like, is this making enough money for me? Like, are the people really like learning? Like, whether you guys enjoy it or not, it's cool. But at the end of the day, I should be doing it because I want to do it and I love it. And yeah, no matter what, just make sure you don't fall out of love with what you care about. It is I, Tony fucking Lee. Good night. I'll be back soon. I promise.